So, 6v6 versus 5v5 has been the biggest topic of argument in the Overwatch community ever since Overwatch 2 launched. And in this video, I'm gonna list some simple and logical reasons on why 6v6 was much more superior than the current 5v5 format. I want to start off by saying I'm a plat to low diamond player and obviously don't have the amount of knowledge about the game like someone such as Samito or Spilo. But what I do know is fun, and I've said this in a previous video as well. Overwatch 2 currently is not fun. 5v5 as a format, in my experience, promotes one of the most toxic and infuriating gameplay loops I have ever played. Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean is, because there are less players on the map, there's more pressure being placed on every player. And I'm sure everyone that has played this game can say that if your tank is not as good as the enemy tank, the game becomes 1,000 times harder. And that causes more steamrolls to occur, which leads to more players throwing, flaming, or just straight up giving up, because honestly, there's nothing they can do. A perfect example of this literally happened on stream last night. I was doing my DPS placements for Season 13. The first game, my tank was much better than the enemy team's tank, so we won pretty comfortably. The second and third game, however, my tanks sucked, and there was nothing the rest of us could do but lose. That is not a fair experience. That is not a fun experience. And that happened much less in Overwatch 1. I know I'm not the only one who gets steamrolled on the first or second game I play, which leads to me being tilted or having a negative disposition at the start of the next game. The blame should not be on the tank player, however. It should be on the format itself. 5v5, in my opinion, is the most anti-fun thing since Double Shield. And honestly, I would take Double Shield over this absolute failure of a format. It takes away one of the most fun and addicting elements that made Overwatch truly special: tank synergies. I wanted to talk about tank synergies for one reason. I personally loved, and I mean loved, playing Ryan Zarya back in the day. It was one of the most addicting parts of Overwatch for me. Games where I had a good Zarya as Reinhardt or vice versa were fun no matter if we won or lost. They were competitive. I don't get to experience that Overwatch anymore. I don't want to be a Giga Tank, and I damn well don't want to play against one. The only comparison to this absolute blunder of game design is when Fortnite decided to remove building from the game for a few days. They removed a core part of what made their game great, and rightly, they corrected their mistake in time. Blizzard, however, has not, and I'm afraid it's only a matter of time before this game becomes obsolete. But it doesn't have to. The developers can do something. I think something as big as another format change will attract way more players than whatever Blizzard has planned. And honestly, the problem of queue times shouldn't even be considered at this point. Because if the game sucks, no one is gonna want to play it. And Overwatch 2 sucks.